What up, Ulcers? RJ here. Today we are going to take a look at Teysa Karlov. I believe that's how you pronounce her. She's the commander. Looks excellent drip. Got if a creature dying causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that triggers an additional time. Creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. So the goal is to make sacrifices and make tokens. So that's what we're trying to do. And from my current build, I'm doing some of that. I'm not doing all of that. So I'm going to fix that. Especially with some of these ones. Because I see Smothering Tits, but I don't see Howling Mine or Tempo Bell. So we're going to see about fixing that. And see what to take out. So the signets are pretty good, I think. Maybe Moon Silver Key. I'll take that out for a Howling Mine. And then let me see anything else worth taking out. That's good enough. Yeah, I say Diabolic Intent because you gotta sacrifice a creature. Even though that is what you wanted to do, but I think I'll do that with a sacrifice outlet. And a lot of these ones work good enough. I'm also not sure about Bury Alive, because if I'm not going to get that many powerful stuff, I'd rather not have that and do something like Karmic Guide. I could bring stuff back with white. No, because it doesn't really fit the theme. I'd rather have something 3. Because then Sun Titan can bring back something with 3 or less. So let's see. A lot of the games that I play, I always have way too much mana. So we're gonna make one of those mana a card draw. I think that should work better. Hopefully. I hope so. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Destroyed. Butter Blossom. There we go. Bitter Blossom. Okay, so now combat damage, destroy that creature. Okay. Yeah, she does make tokens. This Vein Ripper. Yeah, there we go. Ophiomancer. That's also a 3. And yeah, I think that's good enough. Let me see. Okay. 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 Alright, okay. I think this is good enough. Alright, so it's also 32. That's nice. Okay, alright. We can now move on to the deck profile after making some changes. Alright, so with the 1 CMC Esper Sentinel, Doom Traveler, and Carrion Feeder, these guys. What's one card draw? I can live with or without it, to be honest. Maybe I can get something that generates tokens. What else can generate tokens? Or I can get a sack outlet, a thing that goes in and sack itself. Cause how often do I actually draw from this? That's what I'm thinking about. Maybe. Alright. We'll keep it for now. 2 CMC, you got the Cutthroat, the Skeleton keeps coming back, so then it keeps dying. Blood Artist. I'll keep coming back as soon as you have mana. Cruel Celebrant, Accursed Marauder, the new addition to the Sack Bros at 2 costs. I like that. il-Kor. This one, ETBs gain 1 life, and the creature, if you die, each opponent lose 1 life. Okay, yeah. Hallowed Spiritkeeper. This card is actually pretty freaking sweet in the deck because of just the amount of creatures once you have it in the graveyard. When this thing die, oh boy, you get a lot of tokens. Ophiomancer, this one I recently just added. Now you saw it, so that if you make a snake, if you don't have a snake. Grim Haruspex, non-token die, draw a card. What is Dark Prophecy? Because some of my creature tokens will die. Yeah, I have a lot of non-token creatures with the sack bros. Okay, yeah, that'll be fine. Alright. Merciless Executioner, a sack bro. Grave Lighter is a sack bro. And then you have Fleshbag Marauder is a sack bro. I thought about Plague Crafter and Demon Disciple, but then I was like, it doesn't really work well with the chaos, just because the fact that it has to be non-humans. And then I don't really have a lot of humans. Oh, I now have more humans. Okay, alright. We'll think about that. But Pot of Ulamog, this is pretty nice, because whatever stuff you die makes a Eldrazi token. It has to be non-token though. In order to make a token, a non-token has to die. Warren, so this is a sack outlet and makes a treasure token at the same time for 1 life. And it's a 3 cost, so then it works with Sun Titan. I think this card is gotta be pretty expensive, if I remember. It has to be at least over $10. Because it has a pretty sweet effect. Teysa Orzhov Scion. This one I'm thinking about this one. Because I'm not quite sure. Also a human too, so I'm not quite sure if I should put this in, and if I were to take it out, what am I replacing it with? It's gotta be a sack outlet. It's gotta be something that works well. Okay. How about this? Razaketh. Then he's a sack outlet. Flying. Trample. 8/8. Yeah. Pay 2 life. Sack another creature. Basically, Diabolic Intent. On legs. Alright. We'll see where we go from there. Oh, Braids is good. Braids is also technically a sack, bro, but it's way better just because the fact that it keeps happening and then you don't really have to sack itself. You can sack something else. Like the same thing with these guys. You don't really have to sack itself. You can sack something else, but they're really more meant to sack themselves. Well, this one is really more meant to sack others, so then you can draw cards. Ace Thoros brings them back to the hand unless somebody pays 3. People are more than willing to pay 3. That is kind of true though. So there's that. But it's indestructible, so that's nice. On the 4s, we got Pitiless Plunder, the Broodmoth, and Alenda. I think this is a pretty good combination for 4s. Because the Butterfly, or Moth, brings back stuff that doesn't have flying to what flying. And this one brings stuff that's not human with Undying, so. And if somehow both of them hits the field, you can do some loop-de-loops. Phyrexian Delver, basically reanimate on a body. Reanimate. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Not as sweet as the other cards now. I do have a lot of reanimates though. That is true. It's also a 5, and I also lose life, so I say maybe bring something else that's a 3 or a 2. Maybe bring something that wants to die. Or another sack outlet. I'm thinking. Gaining some life. I have a lot of black stuff, so I'm definitely gaining life with Gary. And Gary always wants to die so that Gary can come back, so alright. That makes sense. I don't have Sad Robot, huh? Okay. Sad Robot definitely wants to die. That is for sure. Okay. But you can't bring back Sad Robot with Sun Titan though. Dark Prophecy can draw and you lose a life. Nah, these ones keep them. Razaketh. Alright. We're gonna lose Razaketh for Sad Robot. I think that's pretty good. Alright. So now I got Gary, we've got Drivnod. Basically, Teysa Karlov. More or less. Dying ability trigger again. You can exile 3 creatures to make it an indestructible. Then it becomes an indestructible 8. It's an 8/3 too. It's a lot of power. Not a lot of defense, though. A lot of power. Sun Titan. A lot of cards revolve around you. Metamorphosis Fanatic. This is a better reanimate. Because it reanimates without having to lose life. And that creature gets lifelink. So you gain life in the process. Just a much better Phyrexian Delver. For an extra mana cost, but still, just all of the benefits plus its miracle. So If you can do a miracle, it's a miracle. Then there you go. Machias is pretty good because he goes well with the moth. Human do damage, kill it. Other non-humans, undie. The Butcher of Malakir, I die, you die. On a body. Teysa karlov. Teysa Envoy of Ghosts. Basically, no mercy. Yeah. No mercy, protection from creature vigilance. Elish Norn Shieldred. Elish Norn is kind of questionable. Because, yeah, it's nice to have the bump in power, but maybe I have room for something else. Shieldred for sure I want to keep because Shieldred revives. So you definitely want to revive. You need a little revive. Okay, that's definitely it. Alright, so I don't really think there's a lot of room. What else am I going to replace Shieldred with? Elish Norn with. Yeah, alright, let's keep it. Right, on to the spells. Soul Ring, the Bauble, Skull Clamp, Reanimate. These ones all work well. And now on to the 2s. The Signet, Fellwar Stone, Howling Mine, Liquimetal Torque, Mind Stone, Oars of Signet, Talisman of Hierarchy, Dot Vessel, Lightning Greaves, Animate Dead, the Boots, Dance of Dead, Bitter Blossom, Demonic Tutor. So, I say my 2 lineup spells are great because I got a bunch of ramps, I got a draw, I got a tutor, so they all kind of work together with the beginning of the game. And in the 3 got Ashnod Altar, Phyrexian Altar, Temple Bell, Bastion of Remembrance, Black Market Connection, Blight Mound, Dark Prophecy, Necromancy, Phyrexian Arena, Crack Vault, which is Grim Tutor, so I feel like the 3 lineup is also very solid. Bunch of card draws, and then ramp, technically ramp these 2, so sack outlets, very good. For the 4s got Grave Pact, I die, you die, and then Smothering Tits. That's why we have the Temple Bell and the Howling Mine. I honestly think these 3 cards go together so well. And then Dictate of Erebos, I die, you die, and then Living Death. Tie everything up. Yeah, 32-32 as well. I feel like this is very balanced. There's not one focus over the other, but there's the main theme of getting tokens, things dying and coming back to life. Which is a very red and white thing. Did I say red and white? I mean black and white. Yeah, which is a very black and white thing, so I think that works well. Yeah, alright. For the lands, Caves of Koilos, Command Tower, Evolving Wild, Fabled Passage, the Shrine, High Market, Isolated Chapel, Marsh Flats, Mirror Landscape, Orzhov Basilica, Phyrexian Tower, Playing Swamp, Scrubland, Reliquary Tower, Prismatic Vista, Terramorphic Expand, Urborg, Vault Champion. So, yeah, pretty much as many of these like dual quote unquote dual lands as much as you can, and then a lot of crack lands because you want to make sure you get your colors correct. I use the cracked lands basically for basic, and then there's only really Marsh Flats, that's the black and white, and then that's pretty much it. Because everything else I feel like the basics work, so basically it works. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile. If you're new to the video, hey, thank you for watching. Click subscribe, thumbs up, comment, like, the bell for more content. You guys stay awesome.